go. And we are live here.
Yay!
Spirit Guides After Dark here with myself, Jenna Lee, and
Angela Shelby.
And we're connecting in right now. So it looks like we have some of the platforms just taking a minute to connect in as we're letting that flow in. I'm so excited to be here. Yay.
Me too. I know. I'm beside myself happy. This is just the best job ever.
Yeah. Just showing up. I love it. I love it. So how do we want to kind of jump into like who we are as people kind of start to come in? What's going on? How do we get here? What are we doing this for? What are we doing? You know, like
How did we get here? How did we get doing a live on channeling spirit guides about sexual questions? That is a very good question.
Yeah,
Very
and like what are we doing? You know?
Yeah. So tonight is going to be channeled questions, and we love answering questions about anything spiritual, especially concerning spirit guides or energy or mysticism, anything, any questions, just throw them out there. And we are channeling answers. We have our spirit guides on board. We have your spirit guides on board, and angels and ascended masters. And I can feel some other beings out there that have not presented themselves completely yet, but here to answer questions and be ready. But this is different from just general readings and stuff, that we open the floor to sexual questions or erotic questions. I started down this path because spirit and God and goddess were everything to me, even as a child. And as I got older, my sexuality budded, and they came into conflict with each other based on, how I was raised, the religion I was brought in. So dealing with that most of my life, I finally got that reconciled. And there's always, even when I was young, going, there should be somebody out there to help with this stuff. There should be some answer questions. Why doesn't anybody channel answers to these questions? They're huge questions and nobody talks about it. So I thought that needs to be available. And I'm willing to be somebody.
Knock, knock.
Me, I'll do it.
I love that.
Yeah. So that's why I'm here. That's why I chose to be here. And I think that's the way it should be. If nothing else, the more we talk about sexual stuff, the more the hard parts, the dark parts, the abusive parts, they can't hide. All that stuff breeds in the dark. So to talk about it in any way, shape, or form, I'm all in. I'm here to stimulate conversation as much as anything else.
Yes, here. I knew I liked you for a reason. I knew it. I just knew it. So as people are tuning into, hit that like button, smash that like button, share it, follow the channels as you come in, and show some love for us. This is the first time that we're going live on the channels here. We have this podcast, Erotic Spirit Podcast, which is on YouTube and all of the platforms, Apple and Spotify and all these other platforms that I don't even know what they are, but hello, thank you. And we have been really just speaking our truth and channeling through the divine, channeling through our divine spirit as well to start the conversation. So this live today is continuing that conversation, but allowing interaction. So like Angela said, right, we're inviting people to ask questions about sex, intimacy, pleasure, spiritual connection. If there is something that is burning that you would like to know about sacred sexuality and conscious relating, drop it in. We want this conversation to be open. No opinions are right, but we are channeling and flowing through with love. And that's, that's a big part of the mission, big part of reason why I'm doing it. And my journey is connected to my own sexual experiences, my own sexual trauma, the abuse that happened when I was younger, and working through and navigating through those challenges and realizing the unconscious, unhealed, wounded side of that and how that comes out. And so now getting to sprinkle the journey of what not only I've been through, but what I've learned from spirit and channeling through love now and being able to be empowered by all of these opportunities to like just share in knowledge of like what I don't even know. Sometimes people ask questions and I'm like, that's a good question there. Thank you for this, spirit, like for coming through. So we'll be opening up to questions on all the good juicy stuff. So nothing is wrong here. All opinions are welcome. And we have some questions queued up in line to channel as well. If people kind of are letting, not sure what to ask, we'll have some fun stuff too.
We're having a party. Everyone's invited. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, everyone's invited. So I love if you guys are just kind of tuning in. I know like people are kind of getting settled. Again, hit that like button, subscribe, come join us, and let's get into some grounding here and some opening, setting the stage. If you're ready.
I'm ready. Yes, let's do it.
All right. So we're going to, before we get into questions, hello there, Ted. Thank you for joining in. Before we get into questions, we're going to set the container and really allow us to ground in and embody whatever truth or whatever perspectives want to be revealed, and then setting the container even deeper to allow our heart to open up. So just start to actually settle in here. Start to relax those eyes, start to settle into your body. Move into a space into your heart. Actually, even put your hands on your heart if that feels good too. Moving through deeper into your heart space, connected to your truth, connected to your soul and who you are. Allowing the warmth of that truth to just emanate through your body as you start to move through that energy and feel that, or just witness that space in your body. Start to recognize your pelvic region, your root chakra, and just start to feel the energy here. Just bring awareness to that area. Calling in your safety and security, grounding into that truth and anchoring in deeply. Moving up to that lower belly, to your sacral chakra, your creative space, connected to your sexual energy, to the divine. Moving up to the solar plexus, your stomach, allowing space and freedom for your power and your emotions to be seen as one in truth. Moving up to the heart, allowing kindness and compassion to be seen and revealed and received. Moving up to that throat, listening, expression, allowing yourself to be in your divine truth. Moving up to that forehead, that third eye, seeing through your eyes and through your spirit. Moving up to the crown, seeing your connection and trusting in all that is. And moving above that crown chakra, even to that soul chakra and above, connecting into all of you, your entire soul's journey, inviting that in. So you see your wisdom and your knowledge anchoring in, anchoring back into the body, into the present moment, into this space and time, allowing that energy to move through, crystallizing in any DNA activations, moving through into the evening. And when you're ready, feel free to stay into that space as we welcome in the next part of this transmission.
Oh, so the archangels are here, and Jenna's grounded us, and the archangels hold and set the container. And what I mean by that is they hold the space. They hold an energy and vibration of love and hold that vibration to keep this space energetically happy and safe and feeling well. So we'll just do that prayer in channeling. Beloved archangels, thank you for blessing and being with us. Thank you for holding and protecting our space. Thank you for being with us at this divine time. Thank you for honoring us with your presence. Thank you so much for welcoming in everyone who is destined to be here today. Thank you for welcoming in everyone that needs to hear our words today. Thank you for welcoming in everyone who needs to be heard today. We bless everyone, and we are so deeply grateful that you are joining us. Thank you, archangels. Thank you for grounding us in your light. Thank you for holding us close. Thank you for surrounding us and moving in. And so it is. I shiver a lot. I swear I'm not having a medical anything. I shiver a lot when there's energy. So just, they're like, she's really twitchy.
It's a true story. I hear you there. I feel that. All right. So for anyone that is coming in here, thank you for tuning in. And we're going to start to open up to, and I see we already have a question, so we'll get to that. We're going to start to open up to questions and tuning into, right, again, kind of reminding of dropping in whatever questions are on your heart. It could be about sex, intimacy, pleasure, spiritual connection. That's an intention for the night to open that conversation. So drop it in, and we'll see where this boat goes.
and sexual energy is also creative energy. So anything that has to do with being stuck in your creativity, having issues in that fashion, it's all connected. So those kind of questions are welcome as well.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, so we have a question here. I love it. I'm going to pull that up here. So you see that on your side, right?
Yes. Could it be part of a divine plan for someone to not be able to have sex, how hard they try? So
it's probably no matter how hard they try.
Yeah. For someone to be able to not be able to have sex no matter how hard they try.
Divine plan.
Let's tune into that one. The answer is yes. I mean, it can be, there's many ways to God as there are people on this planet, and everybody has their own path, their own story to live and to tell. And it's for each person to decide. If it's something, though, that bothers you, that triggers you, that you really would like to have sex, you really want to have a thriving sex life, and you just feel like you can't, that there's a reason that you feel drawn to that. There's a reason that it's pushing at you to desire that and to go find it and to go look for it and to go on that adventure wherever that takes you. And if it's, what do I want to say? Follow those nudges. If it's something that bothers you, follow that nudge. Go for it. Don't throw your hands up and say, oh, well, it just may not be for me. If it feels like something you want to try or something you want to do. I hope that answers your question.
I have something coming in here too, where there's a reminder of us being an expression in that we are God, right? So we are co-creators. We are creators of our reality, and the divine plan is our divine plan, right? So when we are in a space of presence, we can navigate through how we want that to look, right? So what is the relationship with sex? And if it is at peace and it feels like, okay, this, I'm moving along in this space, and sex is not something that has come into my space, that resonates with that frequency of peace. If it is more of a fear of, is something wrong with me, the opportunity is to navigate into that question there and to dive deeper and channel and use the external potential thought of sex as the opportunity to dive deeper into the subconscious on, is there, if there is something deeper, is there something connected to, who am I deserve this, do I not deserve it? Let that channel through and let that be the voice of where this divine plan is driving, because we are the conscious co-creators when we are in the driver's seat and allowing ourselves to drive in the driver's seat as well. Yeah, it's a beautiful question. So hopefully that helps you.
Yeah. And something else to consider is sex is a very personal thing. It's also creative energy. There's so much you can do with sexual energy. So, for example, some people do not have the physical anatomy or health to have sex, but sex is more than just the physical connection. You can have orgasms and share sexual bonding through energy alone. Like, you don't have to have a body that's perfect. You don't have to have parts that work perfectly. And I mean, there are monks that take their sexual energy to the next level, and they do amazing things with it. They create, they channel, they touch higher realms of consciousness. It's such a personal thing for people. And again, it's for each person to decide, what does that look like for you? And each person, I don't care who you are or what body you have, we all have that energy intrinsically in us. It is a part of who we are, and there will always be a channel for it. So it's just finding the channel that works best for you. But no one should throw their hands up in the air if they want to experience their sexual energy. There is always a way, and no one should just, my heart goes out. I don't want people to think, oh, it's just not for me. I have to, there's nothing I can do. It's just a part of who you are. How that is expressed, though, is up to you and for you to create and your adventure to find.
Yeah. Love that. Hopefully that helps there. And yeah, just kind of disconnecting from that energy and that space here. As Angela gets some water, grab me some water in a minute here.
I know it takes a lot of water.
It does. I'm like, I'm a little thirsty over here. I have my water. So we'll dive into, we got a question over here. So we have Ted there, and well, I'll let you dive into that as I drink my water.
So let's see. It seems like I've had several opportunities to have sex since moving to Boulder, yet I haven't acted on any of them. Am I being unnecessarily reluctant or prudent? Get anything on when I might find someone exceptional? Ooh. So what I have coming through is you are in a cocoon phase right now. You are pulling in and it is a perfect time to be, I don't want to say reluctant. You're pulling in and reassessing, and you are changing and growing a lot behind the scenes right now. Your reticence, your reticence, your reluctance to put yourself out there right now, listen to those urges. You are spot on. And it's not that the desire's not there. It's not that there's anything wrong with the people you're coming into contact with. You are listening to the flow of your energy. You have some serious behind the scenes change and energy going on. And when I say behind the scenes, I mean within, internal change, internal shifting. Your move to Boulder was more than just a move to a new location. You are doing some serious internal remodeling and housekeeping. And you are following your wisdom, and you don't want to attract somebody for what you're looking for. You don't want to attract them right now when you're shuffling stuff around inside. You want to attract them with the energy after you have settled. They're showing me at least 4 months right now. So just settle in, enjoy yourself. They're saying, think about your sexuality right now and what you've done in the past, and write down the stuff you liked and write down what you didn't like so much, or what you're like, oh, I wish I would have done this different. Like, this is the time, because this is one of those things that you are remodeling inside. So be very specific. The more specific you are, the easier it is for your guides to pull it to you. They like it when you are specific, especially when you're saying, this is what I need. So say, this is what I need, or something better, and you just like blow the gates of opportunity open for them. But you're doing the right thing. You listen to that internal urge to just hunker down and wait. You are spot on. You just keep going.
Throw up here. I got the vacuum out, and I caramba. Yeah, see, that's the energy that's kind of moving around right now. It's like, right, you have get the FU dragon on it too. God. I love that. I gotta pop that up. When I tune in, I love how I'm getting like this floor. They're showing the floor being kind of moving, and the floor connected to like your root chakra, and this safety and security just kind of cracking open, because it's such a shift in one's physical reality. And it's like, I just got to settle for a minute. The resistance that I was feeling coming in was like kind of more, or when you use the words resistance, I kept hearing resistance, and it's more like this resistance to like my inner peace, because it's when we sometimes are called to rest and integrate, it feels like we're not actually doing anything. And I'm just hearing that that's the energy that you're feeling. There is that resistance, but it's like, hey, let's actually allow that to transform, settle that energy, so you can step into your peace and then magnetize from there. What I'm hearing is the opportunities, like there are actually opportunities that are coming into you, and there are mirrors there. There are opportunities to use those mirrors as some of your own internal conflicts that you've been moving through. So essentially continue to respect your process. Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. Beautiful. Hopefully that helps there.
Yeah, great questions. Thank you. Both of those have been great questions. Thank you. Thank you for trusting us with your questions.
Yeah, thank you. So just kind of disconnecting there. Thank you, Ted. Disconnecting from that energy. Beautiful. Awesome. We are opening up to more questions here. There is a comment and there was not a question. So sending my energy over there to that person. But opening up to questions here, and if not, we can have some questions on deck. So don't you worry, you're gonna have some fun there. I don't know if you have anything you want to share.
What's coming in strong is talking about sexuality and safety, and finding safety in your sexuality and that creative energy. Yeah, there's a lot of feeling of not safety in the world at this time. And there's a lot around sex that has been used and abused, and people not feeling safe in their bodies for one reason or another, for cultural beliefs or trauma. And there's something so primal about that energy, and that primal nature has been disregarded a lot. And when I say primal, I mean intrinsic to us, a part of us, a part of our essential being, something that is connected not only to us, that is inherent, but is connected to earth and connected to nature. And we don't think of our sexuality as something that we need to cultivate and care for. It's kind of like we're slapped with it when we hit a certain age. We do our best to like either soar through it or stumble through it. And we get old and we think when our parts shut down that energy's all over. And it's not. That energy is through us from the day we are born. We all have access to it, and it will be with us till the day we die. It just looks different as it moves through. And building a relationship with that energy within each and every one of us as a relationship with a piece of ourselves, whether that be through creativity and creation, or sexuality and having sex. And that all starts with ourselves. So I know sex is, it's meant to be shared with others. It's one of those great things that sharing is caring. But it starts with us. It starts with our relationship with our sexuality. So if you are in a space where you are feeling unsafe in your sexuality, that sex is traumatic for you, or even the thought of it, or even accessing that energy, it puts a lot of pressure on when you're thinking, oh, the only way I can take care of this is by, bringing in other people, or this has to be a team event. Nope. The first place it starts is with yourself, and getting right with yourself, and deciding what feels good to you and what sounds good to you and for you, and what is right for you, as opposed to what you have been taught you should think is right for you.
Yep.
It's coming home to yourself first. And once you start doing that, then it starts to flow out to you in a safe way. This is where the safety is found first. Do you have anything to share?
Yeah, I love that. Thank you. And I think it's funny because the one message that was coming in was about, like, I kept hearing the word safe too. And to me, this message coming in about like, and this came in before, like, what does my body need to feel safe enough to open? Mm-hmm. Right. And you touched on so many things. So it's going to go in a different direction. And the messages that are coming through is, and because of a lot of the work that I do, we get to the root of where things move through us if there was trauma, right? And a lot of times, and I got this message recently, it's coming in again. A lot of times we think of, there is a root to the trauma on the action of what actually happened. There's an opportunity to dive in deeper that came to me and just settled in as forgiveness in so many round ways, where if there was some sort of sexual trauma, something that is, or some sort of physical trauma that is disconnecting us from our body, there's also there's a root to that, where sometimes the chaos around us and the reasoning for us not sharing those pieces with maybe, say, someone that was supposed to protect us. And that unsafetyness and unsettling with that person, maybe there was chaos with them, maybe they weren't in a space to protect because of their own stuff. And that is also a root of unsafetyness. So looking at all forms of opportunity to shed layers of us that sometimes we don't even know, that this is causing such disconnect in our body, not only to be in our body, to express what is going on in our body, because we may not have been able to do that. It was not safe to do that. So being able to come back in and express all of those parts to us, whether that is through our own process, journaling, an expression to me is like getting it out of the mind, but also the voice as well. So that might even be like literally speaking something out. So having that come up in a space where we can create safety, create a safe environment where it is us, where we may be holding ourselves and allowing us to visualize. Maybe we're that little child that is visualizing the person that maybe should have protected us, and we step into and allow what we needed to hear so that we're finally safe to express how we actually feel. And that's a tool and an exercise that's kind of come in recently, and it just feels like that can help really shift our energy and perspective to not just look at like what happened, but all of the aspects of the entire scenario to help us really shift into rewrite our history there, to settle it into I'm safe now, right?
Yeah.
So let me express that.
And I love how you were talking about coming back into your body and coming, just being in your body. When traumas happened, often we don't live in our body, we live in our head. And it is listening to the body that brings us back out of this stuff. The body is like this awesome tuning fork instrument that is the perfect vehicle to be on this planet with. And it does so much for us. It processes so much for us. It takes a lot of emotional stress and pain that we can't deal with in any other way. And it's like, don't worry, baby, I'll take care of that for you. We'll get an ulcer and we'll just get rid of it that way. I mean, it's uncomfortable, but it moves stuff through. And it's always like, I got you. We'll make this happen. And so to use it consciously, instead of having to have things just like come out in weird ways through illness or disease, to sit down and be consciously in our body and allow ourselves to feel moves stuff through, especially when we use our breath. So just deep breathing. Everybody can do this. Breath, sound, movement. So like the three cornerstones of Tantra: breath, sound, movement. Kids do it all the time. I went to these Tantra events, and they're wonderful. And it's, breath, sound, movement, clearing stuff out with breath, sound, movement. So I'm doing these exercises where I'm moving my spine and I'm yelling and, flailing around. And I stopped and I went, I paid a lot of money to come to this. And I watch little kids do this every day on the playground. I mean, it's our natural state. Kids do it naturally. They run around, they flop around on the ground, they scream, and they do it all. It's our natural process, and our bodies vent that way. Yes, sound, breath, movement. So back to my original point, being in your body, being in the body and unconsciously helping things move through in the body. And like you said, writing is another really good one. Writing is a way to move energy and issues out through your body, literally, energetically up, out of the body and onto the page. It is magic. It is one of my main ways of moving through stuff, is to write. So yeah. I see we have a question. This is exciting.
We do, but I want to make sure they're still here, because that was like That was
Sorry.
10 minutes ago. And then we went, but you know, the safety bit was important. So as you're here and you're like tuning in, right? Just a reminder, drop in any questions about sex, intimacy, pleasure, spiritual connection. What is burning on your heart? Drop that in. Let's check out if this user HJ3, are you still here? Just type in yes, and we will get to your question there. And then as you're waiting, hit that like button, subscribe, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the ventilator question. If you are the person that was on the ventilator and you are still with us, we'd love to answer your question. Just let us know you're still here.
Yes. Yeah. I don't want to.
Yeah, for sure. I got to pay closer attention to the questions. I get on the channeling soapbox and I'm off. And I'm like, oh, there's a question there.
It's good. It was like a good, and they are here, but it's a good transition. I really feel like we have a lot of good, deep questions that are coming from people, but Spirit's like, hey, we got something that we're knocking in. So yes, they are here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So tuning in here.
Do you want me to go first or do you want to go first?
Yeah. Okay. You're shaking over there. You want to go first?
No, let's go ahead. Go ahead. You're good.
Okay, good. All right. So what I have here is, and a bit of actually what was coming in before is connected to your question here, because what was coming in was connected to being in the body, right? When there is near death experiences or experiences that are very physically taxing on the body or emotionally taxing, we can jump out of our body. And I'm actually just seeing, so I'm just seeing actually a vision of you, and I'm seeing like your pieces. So what I'm actually hearing is like, we're calling in your pieces right now. And just having, what I just heard was you claiming that you claiming yourself in your body. I'm just hearing like, I'm here. I'm seeing you tap your heart. There's a bit about you connecting into your body through sensuality and through the senses, deepening that practice where you are like, what are you seeing? What are you hearing? Feeling the body. The physical touch is really big, because all I want to do is just touch my arms to be like, am I in my body? So sometimes we don't realize, because of some of the things we go through, that we are disconnected from our body. And it feels like when you add this kind of practice in, that can really help connect you back into your body and connecting into you're starting to connect into your sexuality, and not that it's ever left. It's just kind of reawakening the remembrance of that and trusting that your body is safe. So there's a few things there, and the really big thing I keep hearing is like claiming your I just heard claiming you. So there's a visualization and meditation. I see you just kind of seeing your pieces, and just like seeing you come back into your body and actually physically see that drop in, and trust and allow and surrender to that process. However that looks, that might be emotions coming up that were disconnected from through that experience. And that feels really important into connecting back into your body there. Yeah.
So the message I have coming through is you are being given an opportunity to rewrite your life. This was like the great equalizer. This really leveled you and your life. It's like it took 90% of what you knew to be true and stable and what your life was supposed to look like, and just erased it. My heart goes out to you. It's such a blessing in disguise. And please don't shoot the messenger. I am just passing on what's coming through. The only way out of this that's really going to be good for you is you have got to be patient with yourself, and you have got to be kind, The only way out to recover and recover well is self-love. Like, you have got to slow down and you have got to be patient with yourself and just shower love on yourself. You can't just keep going and pushing through your own pain and your own discomfort. Your body will not allow it anymore. Your body is going to be your greatest teacher. You cannot just push through your pain and put your head down and keep going. When you're tired, you've got to rest. When you are in a moment, you're going to have these moments where, like, you get these bursts of energy and you like feel like you've gone 10 steps forward, and then your energy's going to drop. Honor that. You're not backsliding. It's just the natural process of your healing. And it's almost like your soul is saying, have you learned anything? Are you going to slow down? Are you going to rest? Are you going to give yourself the priority that you are due? You are your first priority. You have to make yourself your first priority right now. It's how your body's going to recover, and that is the guiding light of the moment. That is your way out. But it's not a punishment. It's not something that, what do I want to say, that you did, that you deserve it. It's kind of like the way that you were living before was not sustainable. And this is giving you the opportunity to slow down and rewrite it and find a way that is sustainable for you. And that is through self-love and self-care. And pardon my French, you've just got to slow the F down. That's what it really comes down to. Slow down, pay attention to yourself and what you feel, and move from that space. I hope that helps you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your energy there with us and opening up and being really vulnerable there and being willing to just, be here with us. So thank you. And just disconnecting from the energy here. Beautiful. Awesome. Gonna drop that down. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And just dropping in here as we are moving through this. Thank you, guys. Also, hold on. There's a couple of comments in here. Also full-time. Yeah. Absolutely. Beautiful. Just kind of reading it up. Thank you. Awesome.
All right. Good comments. Thank you. Thank you for trusting us with your stuff, everybody. We really appreciate it. And for you being willing to share your stuff with others. This is the other thing. If we are giving a message to somebody and you're like, oh, that resonates with me, there's a reason. Messages are often multi-layered and for multiple people at once. It is just that one brave person who's put their question out there, but the answer's for many people all at the same time. What I really love is when I'm channeling an answer and then it's for me too. And I'm like, oh, I needed to hear that. Or I didn't know. That's wonderful. But I'm saying this to honor the people who are sharing their questions, but also their answers can also be your answers. So listen to your own hearts when we're giving a message, and see what resonates with you. Because if it does, there's a reason.
And also, if it's activating something within you that is like, ooh, fuck that. No. I do not agree with, you're just like seeing yourself get worked up, and we're not here to have all the same opinions and thoughts and agreements here, but it's the reaction that it when those things rise up within us and it becomes more of a reaction and it's taking control of us, that's the opportunity to use that. I say activation, you want to call it trigger activation, use that activation and channel that into being curious. Mm-hmm. What is this? What is this that is moving through me? Because when we just keep with that reaction, we miss the opportunity to challenge the thoughts that are keeping us stuck When we use it as curiosity, we actually have the ability to change things that are not in resonant with our true self. And because it's coming from the unconscious mind or the subconscious, it's so embedded in us as a reaction. So the curiosity is that first step. So I invite you guys to be curious.
Be curious. Share your comments, even if you don't disagree with us. Like I said before, conversation. Just, we want people to talk. We want people to talk about sex and their sexuality and their spirituality in the same sentence. Those two things actually go together. They are part of one and the same stuff. Same tree, different branch. It's just, sexuality. Sex is a spirit of creation. It is literally the energy that drives the universe. So to look down on it or belittle it or think it's not a part of you, or to say it's not spiritual or it's not of God, it's like, it's the stuff God's made of. It's creation. So that's the energy that backs it. So talk. We want people to talk, share what you have to say. And I love how you said activating. If stuff is activating, there's a reason. It's like, sit up and pay attention. There's a reason you feel so strongly. That's kind of like a flag saying, pay attention to me.
Hello.
No, I'm here.
Yeah, I am here. Hello, I have arrived. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And as you guys are tuning in, I also have up here too, I realized we have TikTok up here. No comments over there yet, but just inviting people to share their questions, whatever's burning, whatever's comments, thoughts, hit that like button if you're liking what you're seeing, subscribe to us, and then if no one has a question, drop it in. If you don't, we'll tune into another question and see what kind of moves into that space. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you have something coming in?
I don't. Pick a question. They're saying,
yeah.
Pick a question.
Good question. Okay.
Yep.
How can I expand my capacity? How can we expand our capacity to receive pleasure without guilt?
Oh, that's a good one.
Juicy. And because I read it, you get to go first. So I can
How can I expand my capacity to receive pleasure without guilt? Ooh, play. So they're showing me the kids again. Kids running around playing, throwing themselves on the ground, rolling around, screaming, having a good time. Play. We take ourselves much too seriously. Period. Overall, it's time to lighten up and not take ourselves so seriously. So, for example, a lot of guilt around sex, a lot of guilt around sexual pleasure, and a lot of it comes from heavy thinking, religious thinking, cultural thinking. And it's really important to honor all the places that choked off our sense of pleasure and sexuality. It wasn't, I shouldn't say it wasn't done with bad intentions, but a lot of the time it wasn't. It was, we want you to be safe. There was no birth control, or not like we have now. We don't want you cranking out random babies. We want stable family units. We don't want you to get sick. All the stuff that our ancestors struggled with, our families struggled with, and our religions have struggled with. Honor those things instead of fighting against them, first of all. Honor them, tell them thank you. I know you were doing your best. And it will help you move past them instead of fighting and pushing against them. If you can honor them and just say, thank you, I appreciate it, but we are changing now. There's a new way. Totally different energy. Helps them move out in a different way. And it lightens up the mood. It helps us let go and play. So instead of, oh, I'm damned, I'm going to hell, or oh, my family dumped so much stuff on me because they don't believe like I do. It's when you say, oh, I honor you. I honor you. I appreciate where you're coming from. I can let you go. It lightens things up. It lightens things up. And instead of all of those hard opinions crashing down on you, you just looked at them and said, oh, I honor you. I don't agree, but I can let you go. Now, what do I really want? What do I really believe? But to fight them and push against them and argue with them in your head doesn't work. It gives them more weight, more value. You get caught up in the cycle of that thinking. And so lighten up, play, look at it from a more light perspective. Do you have anything to share, Jenna?
I do. So I'm like, what's the question again? So yeah, how can I expand my capacity to receive pleasure without guilt? I'm like, I have something to add. I keep hearing to focus on like the words receive and pleasure. So first off, starting with pleasure, and there feels like a heaviness on the word. Like it has to mean this thing, has to be this. And there's like an invitation to curiosity, which invites in like what does pleasure mean to me? And yes, we are talking about sex and intimacy and all of that, but it's the pleasures of life, baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like all of the pleasures. Like you go out and you go to the store, or like, before I was looking for stuff in my cabinet and I put my hand on this flower and all the flour popped out. And I started laughing because I was like, all right, that was a little silly. I did that. Like I did not wrap it up how I should have, right? So like being able to be in the moment and be present with what is happening. When you tune into presence, that's when we start to get into like pleasures of life, all the things. I'm in joy, I'm here. And now if we're talking about our sexuality and sexual pleasure, when you're present, you feel all of that moving through you. You're really there with it. And so you're actually in more of a space of receiving than in the head. Excuse me. And the receiving side, or what wants to come through on this receiving side, is there's a lot of like pressure that we put on ourselves to give. A lot of us are like, we're givers, we got to make sure so-and-so is okay, right? It comes back down to practice to presence. When we are like, well, how are they liking it? Is this fine? Right? Like kind of in our head. And there is that communication that happens during like, a connection, if you're like with a partner or like with yourself, where you're like, okay, like, is this right? Is this is weird? Is this a weird part of my body? Right? And you can be by yourself. Like that like thing is, we get in our head. So like Angel's laughing because you're like, I know I did that. Right? Like we've all done it, and there's no shame in it. There's actually like the acknowledging of like, okay, I'm in my head right now. Let me get back into my body. Let me get back into this present moment, and let me be here. And that's how you shift out of those emotions of guilt. You shift out of like, I have to be doing this the right way. I have to give myself pleasure the right way, right? You shift out of that and into like, just what feels good, curiosity. And that shifts that energy. And we start to then operate from that space too. So,
Yes, definitely. Yeah. What is it? We had an episode, Stop Fucking Like You're Being Graded. No judgment. Play what feels good. There's many ways through sex as there are people. Everybody's got their own way and their own. It's almost like, it reminds me of like a thumbprint. Everybody's got their sexual thumbprint that's just right for them. And we get to share a thumbprint, our sexual thumbprint with other people. And with the world at large, even through our creativity and stuff. Creativity is coming up a lot tonight. That word is coming through. Channeling your sexual energy through creativity. If you are someone who's like, I'm not a sexual person, or I don't identify with that, or, I'm 85 years old, that's not how I feel anymore. it's so detrimental to look at ourselves and be like, I am not a sexually vibrant person anymore. But to look at ourselves and go, yes, I am. I just don't express it in that way. I create instead. I create, I use it in this way. Yeah, it's there's so much you can do with it. There's so many things you can do with your sexual energy. It's just honor it first.
I love it. I love it. Dropping in deep over here. Thank you guys for we still have people with us. So if you're enjoying what you see, like hit that like button, get some more people. Angela's like, we got one person. I don't care if there's one person here. I'm going to show up. Like, what? Like everyone's important, like
you have no people. You and I have fun alone. we just have this whole recorded conversation and talk to spirit.
We're just over here being us, so thank you guys for enjoying and kind of like being this. If you like what you're seeing, hit that like button. Let's get in. Let us know too if you feel like sharing, like where are you from. Usually I like to do that in the beginning, but like I'm just curious if anyone wants to share. We got like some people on like TikTok over here. We have I have pulled up on like a separate tab, which is, learn for the future. But we have Facebook, we have our podcast, Erotic Spirit Podcast on YouTube. So feel free to type in that chat if you're like, you can be like East Coast, West Coast, like, West Coast over here or something. I'm saying West Coast. I'm like just thinking the US over here, but yeah, you can be in Australia. Like send that in, let us know as we are going to, and send in a question. You got a question? Let's do it. We are here to do the thing with you guys still here for a bit more. So, if not, we'll drop into another fancy question over here. So let's see. Is there something that's pulling you?
Now it's my turn. It's my turn. You get to answer. Let's see.
Don't put me on the spot.
Pick the hardest one I can find.
Channel.
How do my desires communicate divine guidance? Mm-hmm.
So there's I'm seeing a path here, and I'm seeing like first starting not to discern in like a wrong way, but like understand what the desires are and being curious about like, is this truly a desire, or is this like, or where is the desire coming from? So we're looking at divine guidance. We're looking at, right, like steering the ship in a way that is right for growth. And maybe the growth is play, right? Maybe the growth is looking at some wound of mine that was saying this is a desire, but it's actually like a gap or a spot within me that doesn't feel whole or complete. And so that's not actually a desire. It's actually an opportunity to challenge the way that I have been moving through and navigating through the world. And that is still the divine guidance, no matter what comes out from that curiosity into that question. The divine guidance is exactly where we're being navigated through, and mainly through the heart, right? So if I'm like, oh, that's not a desire, that's actually a fear that I'm projecting out here, and let me go back into my heart to see the opportunity to shift that. And then to actually be curious about, well, now that is moved out and I'm centered back into the heart, what does the heart truly desire? Using that to navigate the world in ways that allow our true self to be seen, but not from other people, or not through other people necessarily, first through us, first through our eyes, understanding what that means, and then using this divine guidance, that knowing of this desire, to then channel that out through this expression of someone else, potentially outside of me, maybe not, but using all avenues of expressing that desire, and using it for growth too. And play is, I look at play as growth too. Because am I not playing enough? Am I playing enough? Where am I at? Am I having fun? Right? Like, yeah. And I just heard not keeping it so serious. Is that for me? No. Okay. Was that too serious on that answer? I don't know what I said, but I just heard, don't be too serious. Okay, fine. So, but yeah, like play, and using, using that playful energy as the divine guidance. Like we are this human body, but through this expression of like God, and this expression through us, like that, that guidance is channeling in if we slow down enough to listen.
Yeah. The slowing down part and the play part. And play is free. Like playful energy is free. It's a shift in perspective. I think especially as adults, we equate play with, I must have the yacht to play with. I must have the money to go to the club to play with. I must have, we equate it with more stuff. I must have the alcohol to go to the bar to get smashed to go play, that it has to be that way. And it's not. It's really innocent way of thinking and being. This is the other thing that's coming through. So a lot of adults forget play and think that they do not have the right to play, or especially play like they did when they were kids, that sense of lightness and joy, because trauma happens and they feel like their innocence got stripped away from them, especially with sexual trauma. That is like one of the worst parts of it, is that feeling of not being innocent anymore, that it got ripped away, that being soiled, damaged, lost, damaged beyond repair. Something is lost that you can never get back. And that innocence is like sexual energy. It is not something that can be taken away from people. It can't be lost. Mm-hmm. Someone can make you think that it was taken or that it was lost, but that is also a birthright. It's a way of being, it's a way of thinking. And what it really comes down to is understanding and knowing that you are deserving of love and value, and nurturing and cultivating that innocence blooms again, because that's what really got damaged, that sense. Because then you're like, no, I deserve to play. I deserve to be silly. I deserve to have gentle and kind things and to treat myself that way because I'm innocent. And to bring that to sexuality, to bring playfulness to sexuality and in the bedroom, and that innocence again. Oh, that's magic. That is magic stuff. And it sounds like I'm talking about it like, just bust out your innocence. Everything will be fine. It takes practice, especially if you're damaged. And if you've been damaged and your body is being that tuning fork for you. So when I say this, I mean, for example, like you'll be in the bedroom, everything is gung-ho, everything is great, sex is on the table, and you go in a second from everything is full steam ahead to don't touch me, because your trauma switch got flipped.
Yeah.
Cultivating that sense of innocence can be a hard thing when those trauma responses get tripped. It takes practice. It takes patience and kindness and perseverance. It's something to be cultivated. But it's cultivated knowing it's there. Nobody took it away from you, or that it could be lost. It is yours. Just like sexual energy, it's your birthright. It can't be taken from you. It's always there. It's just, how does it look for you? And sometimes unburying it from a lot of shit that got dumped on it.
I love it. I love that. That's what I like about you, like repeating innocence so many times, is that I had this message and these downloads coming in about events that I'll be doing that is actually called awakening your innocence. And it's so important, like all of this journey that I know that I have been going through, I've gone through and moved through. It's like how to look at like the lens from the very beginning before like anything ever maybe happens to us, and like being able to even go back to and cultivate safety from within, and being able to look at this, like I say, like childlike innocence. And maybe it sounds weird to some people to look at and be like, oh, your childlike innocence in your sexuality, but when you dive in, like when I've gone down the road and to dive in into kind of what happened to me and all the things that came in, it's like, no, when I go back to the beginning and I like take in this real true safety that felt like it was taken away, and I go back, dive into that child, and I see that child and I witness her and I allow her, that innocence comes out with curiosity, and that exploration moves out into sex, into sexuality in ways that are just beyond like, this is what we do. It is like playful and silly, and like, you can like just, yeah, it's again, doesn't need to be serious. It does not need to be serious. If anything, it's like getting into a not like a playful space before you hit the bedroom, or before you hit into your own pleasure practice with yourself. It's that energy of play, and then you build that up, and then it just takes all the pressure off, because we're just going to see what happens. I mean, I think it might make it in the right hole today, like we'll just let it, right? Like, right? I think, I mean, I wasn't thinking about it, but like, I think we'll see what happens. Like, let's just fucking show up.
I love how you brought up that you're spot on. Cultivating anything outside the bedroom before you take it in the bedroom, that is the way to go. Like, if you want to cultivate your sexuality, you start outside the bedroom. You start with honoring yourself and deciding what, your sexuality looks like to you, or what your innocence looks like to you, and cultivating that playfulness outside of the bedroom first. I know you and I have had this conversation. It just kind of normally starts to seep in. So this is also like foreplay is coming up.
Yeah, like
starts long before you ever get to the bedroom. It is a way of being. It is taking care of the stuff of your life so that you are settled enough to go have a sexual experience. Like it starts outside the bedroom, and it's an internal thing first. And then it just, the more you cultivate it, the more it just kind of flows out from you. So yeah, the more you play outside the bedroom, the more you will play inside the bedroom, the more you will lighten up in there. It's like you can't not take it in with you.
I love this. As soon as you hit foreplay, I'm like, I'm getting the same messages out here. Like, let's talk about it. Like, and then what's coming in for me, because we don't have any questions, and guys, feel free to drop stuff in. But there's an aspect of foreplay that wants to come up, and there's different for different people. So being able to see like, what does that mean for you? And sometimes there's the emotional side. So you talked about one aspect, and sometimes it's just like a check-in with, with a partner, to be like, this is what's going on. Okay. Like, leave it all out there, like before you get into the bedroom, because you're probably going to take that in there with you. Right. So there's the emotional aspect. And I have like some guides and messages coming in, like to really express how important foreplay is. And that there's a a bell ringing here for someone to hear, or multiple people, on how important is, and it's important for everyone, but there are someone's guides here that is like, especially not more so, but like they're talking for the woman right now, because sometimes it takes a little time for, like things to move through and for you to really get out of your head.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it's being led by someone else that maybe knows that, or like they're just leading in kind of helping guide, and that foreplay is like, we're moving the engine, we're revving it, we're like moving and grooving, we're seeing what's happened, the juices are flowing, and then like sometimes people are just not like, boom, I'm ready to go. Mm-hmm. And that's not just for women either, but that's just like, I know some that specifically someone's like, hey, like talk for the woman. But yeah, sometimes the desire is not there at the moment, but it's inviting this opportunity to say, oh, maybe I'm not there, but like I'm open to like exploring. But that's where you just don't go right and boom, boom, bang, bang, all done, ba, ba, ba. Mm-hmm. It's like, let's enjoy each other. That's sacred sexuality, like being really conscious about what's happening around us and being able to enjoy presence before you even get into the bedroom. And that is creating this container that is felt the whole time. That's felt the moment you start creating that container and that safetyness and that openness, and we're getting everything done emotionally, physically, spiritually, however that looks for you. And now when we move into the bedroom, everything feels good, feels settled.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And lighten up. Play. It's all about, lighten up and play. You don't, kids don't rush through play. Neither do adults. Nobody's like, I need to play faster so I can get it over with. You know what I mean? Nobody does that. Playing is a state of mind in which you don't want to rush through it. You like try to drag it out and just revel in it for as long as you can. So like bringing that play to the bedroom again. It's just like, you don't rush through. You don't rush through foreplay if you're in a playful mood.
Yeah. Do not rush. Like, where are we going? Like, and this is like the fun stuff to bring in is like, all right, there's no fucking rule book here, guys. Let's throw the rule book out. What are the things that we've learned from society about what sex means? Just like take that and shred that shit up. Just say bye. Like, just let that be over there and create and like move through in the moment and be curious and allow to take time to savor every moment, every touch, like every ounce. And that is, to me, that's when this like divine sacredness comes in, because it's like, I'm honoring this moment, I'm honoring someone here, or I'm honoring myself. Mm-hmm. I'm honoring myself to just completely unravel. And I'm honoring all of that and letting that go and just having miracles happen. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I like how you said unravel. Yeah. Just unravel, let go, come undone.
Yeah. Just let it all go, baby.
Let it all go. And something else that's coming through is sexual intimacy, period. Relationships, period. I don't care if they're friendships or romantic relationships. What is shared between two people is unique to that relationship. Like a relationship is a creation, and it's like a snowflake. Like the relationship you and I have, we're friends with all sorts of different people. We're friends with some of the same people. But my relationship with them is not going to be the same like it is with you. And because what we have created will be unique to us throughout eternity until the day we die, it will never happen again. So each relationship is unique and special and important. there won't be anything like it again. So thinking of like that in your sexual relationships and taking it to the bedroom, it's like the relationship between, lovers is a creation and it's an ongoing thing. And how they create it, it's going to be unique to them. And they're each going to bring their own stuff. And figuring that out, thinking of it in that way, it makes it something to be savored and discovered instead of just throwing it in and this is what it's supposed to look like and this is how it's supposed to look and what we were taught. Instead, going into it, throwing, like you said, throw that crap in the shredder. Pull that shit up. And bringing in what is true for each of us in that moment, for what we are creating in that moment, not what it should look like or not what it looked like last week. My body's not the same day to day. It's not even the same in the morning that it is in the evening, which it's going to make sex totally different. It's going to be a different experience every time because my body's going to be a little different each time. So coming into it in that space of playfulness and creativity, and we're creating something new, also takes the pressure off. It's not going to be like it was last time. Whatever we did the time before, as lovers, it's not going to be the same. We're all a little different this time around. We're going to create something new. So if I had 5 orgasms last time, I don't want my lover to think that, oh, it's got to be that way every time. It's like, no, that session's over. This is a whole new ball game. We're gonna
yeah.
And coming at it that way instead of having to like keep feeling like you're leveling up or I've gotta. We gotta get the I gottas out of the bedroom or I shoulds or I have to.
Yes.
All that stuff. It's like just chill. This is a new creation. What are we gonna make with it today?
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I don't see any other questions here, so we're spitballing here. If you guys do have any questions, drop them in. We're like, I'm hearing you say something and I'm hearing the word and it's like, it's repeating back in, which is to come around again for someone to hear, but it's like about, cause you mentioned like orgasms, right? Like there's like a expectation that this is the goal and this is the outcome. And like, that's what makes good sex. And I feel like it's a disservice to ourselves when we have that one goal and it's like, am I going to get to the goal? Am I going to get there? Like you're literally taking yourself out of the experience of that when you're like, this is it. I'm climbing. That's what I got to do. And then you just maybe even miss it because you're so in your head. So it's like taking out that, and it's just about pleasure and experiencing that connection. It's about experiencing, to me, like I have my spirituality in it, and it's like this connection with someone else. This is a divine like expression of me, and this moment here, like honor that and whatever forms that looks like, and honor, if someone is having a moment, a healing moment through their sexual expression, like are they having some stuff come up, right? Like if you go into it with like, how many orgasms I'm going to have? Am I going to have an orgasm? And you need to release something that finally feels good to come out. You're not going to have that opportunity because you're thinking about this end goal. And what if there is an opportunity to release something big that is blocking other areas of your life and is blocking your truth? So like what comes up, and a lot of people don't think of like sex being really healing.
Mm-hmm.
But you're looking at sexual energy. And when you're looking at sexual energy and what that does in the body, and what that is power. So it's a service to ourselves if we're like, this is the one thing that we got to get. Total disservice.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree with you. Orgasm does not mean good sex doesn't have to have an orgasm. Good sex can be so many other things. Good sex is good connection.
Yeah.
I have had experiences, and I know other people that have had experiences that will throw connection over orgasm any day of the week because it's its own thing.
Yeah.
It's its own pleasure, its own joy, and so many people are looking for connection, and they think people avoid sex because there's so many expectations around it and what they think it has to be. Sexual connection and interaction can like bypass sex. It can be, touching and kissing and loving and just a different sexual expression in other ways. All of that stuff is valid and important. We all need touch. We all need this stuff that goes along with it, but so much good sex never happens because there are too many strict stipulations about what it should be or what it has to be. So I just want people to have more good sex and to just go play and have a good time. We're like, throw that stuff out the window. Go play. Go feel. Don't have to have an end goal. Go in with a mindset of lightheartedness and play, and let's see where we get. Like it's an adventure. Let's see where we get or where we go with this. It's being willing to let go of attachments and expectations.
I love it. That sounds like a good like ending in a
podcast episode coming on. Yeah.
I want to, as people like have been tuning in, or people that'll like rewatch this, I want to share like a reminder of, we're doing this live, and some people may not know about the podcast. So we have this beautiful podcast Angela and I co-host called Erotic Spirit Podcast. It's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and we talk about all of these things. The way that it flowed today is like sort of how it kind of flows in like a more different organized context in each of the episodes. And we talk about all things sexual healing, sacred sexuality, spirituality, like all of these things to just really help us invite the conversation, dismantle any illusions that we're carrying around what something is supposed to mean and what it's not, and really allow our own heart to be the discernment and to be the flow of what it means to us. Ultimately, we can be up here guiding and helping and channeling, but it comes down to each individual person and what something means to you, right? Mm-hmm. So that's really like a huge intention of it. So if you're not following us, follow on YouTube, subscribe there. And I don't know if there's anything else that you want to share too. Anything?
No, I think you covered it really good. And we both do readings. This is the other thing. We both do readings. You do Akashic Enlightenment. I do spirit guide readings, angel readings, all the being readings. That's what it is, and all the being readings. But both of us are willing to tackle sexual questions. And so if you have sexual issues or questions that you want to talk about, you can always book a private reading with us, or email to the Erotic Spirit Podcast at eroticspiritpodcast.com. Email us your questions because we will be doing this again, and we will bust out your questions. So if you tune in again, we would be happy to answer your questions, and we will do it anonymously. We will not tell people who you are. We know this is a sensitive topic, and thank you everybody who brought out your questions. Thank you for trusting us with your questions. Deeply grateful. Deeply, deeply grateful. Please let us know. Like, this is our passion. This is what we like to do. We like to talk. We love spirit. We love passing on messages from the other side. So I say the other side, but they're honestly, friends, your guides and stuff are right there with you. There really is no other side. There's just shifts in perception. They're not way out there. They are right up against you, right at your back. So please feel free to reach out to us. And what else? Events. Talk about events coming up.
Yeah, I was just gonna share, like, the website is up here, eroticspiritpodcast.com, and just a minor correction on the, because we're both in, like, we're fucking altered. We're like, are we here? I'm here. But it's info@eroticspiritpodcast.com. If you go onto our website, you can subscribe to our newsletter, and we have things that we are looking to create in the future, do more lives, have a community and a membership, or just we're moving into a direction where we're really helping to support everyone and, like, filling our cup up through our passion, and really, this is a passion of both of ours. So but you wanted to mention some events.
Yes, and I love how you're talking about our intentions, because we are all about doing our best to create and cultivate safe spaces to discuss spirituality and sexuality in a community, to have community that way, without pressure and without judgment. So that being said, we will be doing this again. Current events with me in my business. I will be with my friend Amy Landa at this wonderful store in Peoria called Your Cosmic Connection. We will be there November 22nd from 12:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. doing this. But it's platform mediumship. So it's all questions. Basically, we just give you readings in a group setting. So come join us. It's a lot of fun. We've been doing it for a long time. Ridiculous amounts of fun for everybody. Yeah, come join us. Come play.
And I'm just going to pop up, I had your website up there too. I'm going to pop up my website. Like Angela said, we each do personal one-on-one sessions as well. I work through and move through your Akashic enlightenment, channel through that, through your energetic space, your soul's journey there. Open to all kinds of questions. It could be questions connected to your sexuality. It could be just overall, whatever your goals are. Take a look there. And if you are in, we'll throw it out there. If you're in New York next weekend, I will be at the New Life Expo, and I will have a talk and lecture as well there. So, and it's on sacred sexuality. Come in, come join the fun. And I have some fun events and immersions and retreats coming up in the new year. So looking forward to that.
Do you have any classes coming up?
I do not.
Okay, I have. So coming out very soon, I have a Connecting to Your Spirit Guides course. So it's basically tools and hacks and shifts in perception to help you connect to your higher self and your spirit guides better. And everybody has spirit guides. Life is a team event. We were never meant to shuffle around down here alone. So you've got people, is what I'm saying. If you would like a deeper connection with those people, or help contacting them, or I shouldn't say contacting them, you talk to them, they're hearing you, in feeling them, and in understanding your own connection. It is your birthright. Everybody can do it. So if you're interested in that, please go to my website. It will be coming out soon. Just leave me your information so I can let you know.
Yeah, and you just remind me too, because I have it like in the podcast notes. I have it's a self-guided course, Your Sacred Yes, a self-guided journey to your connection. This is more of like some foundational exercises into getting into your body and really dropping in deeper how do we connect in the body, stay there, be there, operate from there. And yes, it's connected to our sexuality and our expression there, but ultimately when you're in your body, it's good for everything. It's like, I'm going to be in my body while I go eat, like, right? So just, super easy, fun, and we have some fun stuff coming out. So thank you everyone for tuning in. If you have not subscribed yet to our channels at Erotic Spirit Podcast on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the fun stuff, give us a follow, send us an email. We look forward to connecting with you guys in the future.
Yes. Much love, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Deeply